Hey boys, oh, you broke hard. Hey buddies. Should I sleep in or sit in your bed? Huh? Soft in my butt. Hey boys, go ahead and do your flop. You guys are silly. Look at that. Look at that. Mm. Their schedule has been forced to change. Or Chris's schedule was changed from 7 to midnight, so for right now I'm picking him up at midnight. So that's changed when we can come in. Claire.
Hey, sweetie kids.
Look at that boy.
Got you a present.
Food. It took a moment to realize. We bought bikes today. Bicycles.
Oh my god, look, I put the bag when I changed the litter.
Chris is going to be riding to and from work, and I decided to go ahead and get a bike too. Jess got a helmet for her bike that has a cat on the side wearing shades.
So cool.
Echo training is still going on, but though we put a little bit of a slowdown on it.
No, I did a bunch today.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, but for a couple of days we put slowed it down because of troublesome tummies. But she did a bunch today. That's Ruthie's dinner. She's very picky. Sometimes she eats, sometimes or most times she doesn't. Hey, buddy. You done? Hey, buddy. You done? Twix is getting every last molecule. These boys really love their food.
I'm coming in for my lemons. We left that window open, by the way, for 2 hours.
Yeah. Seems to be okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I did a bunch of clicker training today because I was trying to make lunch and it was very difficult. So we started working on places.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I remember now hearing you doing your thing.
I was on the phone too. So my dad heard every couple of minutes or seconds, places. And they would, yeah, and then they would jump over to the counter. Oh, they're very difficult to make food around.
Yeah. If I'm cooking dinner, I put them back in the room.
So you told everyone about your bike.
Yep.
We're gonna name our bikes. I have never named my bike, and it's like I got it in 07.
I'll call him George. No,
He's bright.
I said John's bike.
He's bright, fluorescent orange.
Yep. There's a chili on it.
I think he deserves more than John's bike.
It's like I picked out the cup holder for Chris's bike before realizing that was Chris's bike, and it was red and black and matched the layout of his bike, so he took it.
Do you have one? Did you get one? I wasn't there when they were picking it up. I was driving back and forth with my bike.
Yep, I got it. Here, he's Zuko. These guys are such a handful. They'll definitely enhance anyone's life that needs enhancing. They're taking turns in the box.
Yeah. Joanne says either they learn places or they learn to cook for you guys. How did it go? They were getting the hang of it, and they would sit on the stool for a minute or so, and then they would jump up onto the counter, and then I'd be like, you know, lure them back. So they were starting to get it. I just scooped. We could probably lay off the floaty floor with him. I guess I should probably do that because he's getting a little.
He's pushing.
Yeah, he probably doesn't need any more. This guy does. Those are nice and solid. They like I had to make yesterday. I had to make my lunch like this. And then,
when I was making my sandwich yesterday, I put a piece of meat on there, and I put Zuko on the floor, and I put a piece of meat on there. I put Zuko on the floor, and I put a piece of meat on there. I put Zuko on the floor. Put some cheese on there. Put Zuko on the floor.
So my method yesterday was going from counter to counter, so they were up, down, jumping back and forth with me. And with Chris, they mostly just steal.
Yeah, it's like you put two pieces of bread or two buns out for a sandwich, turn around, turn back, and there Zuko is dragging his bun off. We also have an update on the guy who struck my vehicle. It's like they moved his vehicle out close to the curb. Still really can't see the very front of it, but we drove by. I've set my camera at full frame, 60 frames per second, and we drove by slowly, and I got it from both angles. Both his airbags did deploy. They're just big bags of crap on the front of the steering wheel and dash. Looks like that window wasn't broken.
Oh, was it?
His insurance called me and they were like, "We're trying to investigate to see if the car was stolen." It's like, No, no, it wasn't. It's still there. With the license plate on the vehicle. It's been sitting by the curb for 5 days now. The cops have been out there, and they saw the vehicle. The license plate on the back of it matches the one that he left on my driveway. Yep. The back passenger door was open today, this afternoon, so I was able to get a good view of the interior to see both airbags have deployed. Yeah, we both come in the door with our hands down on the ground.
I try not to come in and out of the room often because it's difficult for everybody involved. We were on the phone with the insurance company downstairs this morning, or this afternoon, I guess, and Twix was on the other side, just screaming his head off on the other side of the door. Yeah, they did very good for the first time. They're very smart guys.
Yeah, I think that guy's life is getting pretty uncomfortable about now. I'm sure the detectives have already tried talking to him. Probably should have. I wish I had that detective information. I would have called them.
You do. Not a detective.
Officer.
Yeah, well, you can. Yeah, but you can ask him, right?
Yeah. Because with the door being open means somebody was working on it.
Johnny, that's funny about dogs. Yeah, I like cats personally. Dogs don't eat anything.
It turns out that in the grand scheme of things, it's actually kind of good that it happened, because it looks like
Or lemon out of lemonade.
yeah,
Or lemon making the
yeah, we got lemons and we turned it into lemonade. The car is value. It looks like we're going to be getting around $15,000 for it. Plus or minus some stuff. Like the deductible, it depends if we can get the deductible from his insurance. But
and then we have to pay off the loan.
Yeah, it's like...
So we're not getting, it's not all 15's free and clear, but a good majority of it.
Like 8 or 9 months of payments left on it. But it's like we'll be able to take care of a credit card and pay. It's like last year, I took out a lot of money out of my 401k to fund the remodel, but that knocked me up a tax bracket. So now I owe $17,000 in taxes. That was a bit of a sticker shock. You know, some of that could go towards that. But
we're going to try to figure out what's the highest interest rate and pay that off out of everything that's...
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah. But, let me see. It's like when I took out the money for the 401k, I did not take it out as a loan, because I didn't want more loans against me. And it turned out to be a blessing in disguise too, because AT&T basically laid everybody off, and if that 401k loan would have been probably made due immediately in full, which would have sucked.
Yeah.
They're still talking about food.
I know. Oh, you're being sweetie pies. I had my one cat, Leo, I had for Thanksgiving, I had my aunt in Detroit stay with me, and Leo, we made this big turkey, my aunt and I, and Leo jumped up on the counter and started eating off the turkey.
Socks. He never ate anything of mine, but he had to sniff it. He would be such a brat until he sniffed it, and then he's like, whatever, and then he would leave it alone. He was like that with beer, too.
Yeah, so we're not going to replace John's car at this time. We're going to, we're blessed enough to have enough transportation for now, and we're going to try to, again, not have any payments on anything.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get a car at this particular moment.
Yeah, we have 2 vehicles right now that are ours, and we have a 3rd vehicle that we're holding for a friend who wants us to use it, so. So we're fortunate in that regard.
Mm-hmm. I think with us going into a recession, I think it's important for us to try to reduce any credit that we can, any debt we have. Easier said than done, but that's the hope. Try not to spend tons of money on kitties.
Meanwhile, we stopped by
PetSmart. Oh yes, right, and we have the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And now we each have a bicycle.
Yeah, the motorcycle is free and clear. That's an '09 with, I think, 50,000 miles on it.
Oh, you know what I have on my bike that you probably want to get on your bike? Is a odometer. It will tell you like how many miles you've gone. It will also tell you how many, what is that, rotations? That RPMs and stuff, yeah. So you probably, I know you would probably love something like that. You can, mine's super old. Mine's like since '07. So what is that? How many ever years that is?
12 years.
Yeah. I just replaced the battery tonight. Yes, we're very lucky to have have all those options. We're very grateful.
One thing I was like, I just renewed the tabs in my car 2 months ago.
Oh, that's right.
His tabs are due in May. So I was like, damn, I wish he just renewed his tabs because his car is totaled.
That's part of the, but you know, that's part of the breakdown that they sent us of the total worth of the car. The tabs are included in it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like a Garmin for a bike, and then I have my Fitbit, which I can set on for a bike. So on Saturday we're gonna go out.
Yep.
And I would like to get flowers tomorrow.
I don't think I've been on a bike since '95, and it's like took me a few, about a minute to get back into the swing of things. Chris had a little bit more trouble. It's been longer. He was a lot younger.
Younger, yeah.
He was a kid.
And bikes have changed a lot.
Yeah, it's like the steering wheel was like turn on a dime sort of deal.
Yeah, so they included the sales tax and the license and tags in the total amount due for the value of the car, which is really awesome.
Yeah, my last car, when it was totaled, they didn't do that.
Well, now here in Washington State, it's a big controversy. So it's very expensive to get tags. So I think maybe that's why they're including them now. Yes, Johnny, we'll be careful. We're going to do lots of practicing in the schoolyards that are down the street, especially with Chris, because I think the overall goal is to be driving at night. So we want to make sure he's an expert before he actually does that. Yeah,
he's 26 years old, and I think it's been about 8 to 10 years since he rode a bike.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I know many people that have had very bad accidents from bikes, and that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
I get concerned.
I remember all the accidents I was on my bike.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, I could ride my bike with no hands, no problem steering. I was in middle school at the time, or elementary actually. And then I was like, okay, let's try putting my legs up at the same time. And my next memory is laying on the road with my bike just going off without me. And they did a little spin and then tink.
So I have a funny story about a bike. It was in college. I was a junior in college, and I had just gotten that day, I had gotten my very first own cat. It was May 31st. I'll never forget it. And I named her Betty. And I had been working the whole month of May, so I hadn't been out. And school was out, but for 2 weeks. But I still had a lot of friends that were up in Plattsburgh, where I went to school. And this is like one of my all-time favorite stories. I don't think I've told you this story before.
All-time favorite, and she never.
I've never told you the story. So anyway, I had just gotten Betty. She was like 6 weeks old, and I really wanted to go out and party because all my friends were going out, and I hadn't in a while. So I had gone downtown until like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, no, I gotta get home because I have a new kitten. I can't not leave her. And I was pretty drunk. So I was 21. 21. So I got home and everyone just dropped me off and they were all going to go back to another house that was like across town to have like after hours after the bar thing. And Betty was all curled up and I was like, but I really want to go. So I put her in my backpack and got my bike, my 10-speed, and I put her in my backpack and she was crying and I was really drunk and it was a drawstring backpack. Mm-hmm. And so I had my hand in the backpack, keeping her in. And mind you, I was pretty drunk, okay? And so, anyway, I made it all across town with like one hand wobbling the whole way. And then the last part of it to go down to the house was a little bit of an incline. So I was like, uh-oh, I gotta change my hands because I wanted to be braking with my back brakes, not my front brakes, because I knew I'd tumble over if I went too fast. Well, I then ran into a telephone pole, flipped over, and was blacked out for a minute, and I was like, woke up and I was like, oh my god, Betty, and she was totally fine, and I walked the rest of it away and I was crying and laughing and hysterical, and they're like, and I just walked in with like all these twigs in my hair and the cat, and they're like, what are you doing? It was insane.
I could totally picture you doing that today.
That's all right.
Except you would have a stroller.
Yeah, oh my god, poor Betty. That was her first night ever with me. It was me getting drunk and taking her on a bike ride. Oh, my good old college days.
Came off your bike during a triathlon?
I mean, just cleaning off my bike tonight, I saw all the scrapes and of it when I've fallen over. I mean, because I clip in, like you do when you're doing triathlons, and I just kind of fall, shoot.
I remember I was in kindergarten, no, probably like first or second grade. It was like I lived in an apartment complex in Mannheim, Germany, and on the one side of the apartment complex was a nice incline that was all roses, the whole about maybe 20, 25 feet. I was like, okay, I'll just ride my bike down this a little bit, nice and easy. I made it about halfway on the bike and halfway rolling down off the bike, and that hurt. I still remember that today. I was like pushing my bike home, ow, ow, ow.
All right, I'm worried about your butt on the new bike. I have padding I have bike shorts that have padding.
I have padding.
No, I will have 3 times the amount of padding that you will have. Oops.
Yeah. So let's explain this clipping in.
I have, I can go get them. Basically, I have special pedals and special shoes.
Oh, so it locks the foot to the pedal?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, you get better traction and you go a lot faster, but it's dangerous because especially when you're first riding, you forget to clip out when you go to stop, and you can just fall right over. Yeah. I let him open it so he can dig around if he wants. Hi, Lizzie. Yep, we're trying our new schedule.
If I don't like the seat, the stock seat, the stock settle, I'll just pick up one with more padding. I just saw the thing go, it wasn't moving, it just got bigger. So it was like it was coming straight in my head.
You did that to me the other night. Oh, so Zuko's been grooming quite a bit? Huh, I wonder if there's some, so this is behind? Yeah, Betty's first day with the crazy lady. It really was. She was a lot like Ruthie. Different, but a lot like, but had some of personality like Ruthie.
You see anything?
No, there's nothing there. I see a poopy. Oh, the trouble nuggets? He's having trouble with his nuggets?
I think he's got glamour nuts.
Yeah, powers up and stroke up and down, and you know, really good exercise too. It just can be very dangerous. Mind you, the shoes that I have are also 12 years old. Everything I have in relation to biking. When I moved, I threw out some things that I wish I would have kept. I need to get a new pair of gloves. The ones I have aren't ones I like. Anyway, I'm very excited we can go biking as a family. The boys love being out in the house. They usually either settle out on the patio or on one of the trees or in the living room on the big tree. Yeah, he had a second dinner, actually. That was his evening snack.
I didn't expect it to come from that way.
Oh, John's having trouble nuggets. Why are you having trouble with your nuggets?
I'm having trouble nuggets?
I know, that's what it says.
Where?
Mary Jane.
Okay, define trouble nuggets.
Yeah, it does. Beep beep, I'm having a hard time following. John, tell me about your troubled nuggets. Oh, that would be fun. We can hook up the cats to the back of the...
No.
Eddie would love it.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
He'd be meowing the whole time. That's like a recipe for disaster.
Oh, Lizzie, thank you. Yes, he's totally gonna. I can't wait.
Bicycles. Non-motorized vehicles. So what's so funny?
They're talking about your nuggets on the tree, on the seat. They're gonna have to be trouble.
I'm talking about that fan out design.
Yeah, that's not the bit that gets hurt. I don't want to know, Lizzie says. I'll report back on Saturday.
No,
I'll take care of it.
I have issues with my tailbone on the motorcycle. So.
Look at the two of them. Both are in the canoes. I'll make sure he's healing well afterwards. Are you ignoring me?
No, I'm just thinking of comebacks. The appropriateness of said comebacks, and decided to scratch it all off.
I am innocent. Uh-oh, we have a traffic jam. doing back there?
He's playing.
Okay. He's being an unsupervised, quiet play. Get quiet here. So, it smells very fishy in here. That's, oh, is it the throw up? I think this carpet still smells. So Tracy, did you drink all your water you were supposed to? Hey!
I was trying for that.
Yep. God, yeah, this is still smelling pretty badly. Show everybody how cute you are. I'm gonna get a towel to cover it. We did a lot of treats, trick-or-treating this morning, so we're not going to do any tonight because their tummies. Although, Twix's tummy was very good just now.
Speaking of drinking your appropriate amounts of water, just remember that if your pee is completely clear, you're drinking too much.
That's not true.
It's supposed to have some color.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, mine doesn't hardly ever have any color in it.
Well, it's usually hard to tell because in the toilet it's instantly diluted. You have to pee in the cup.
Should I do that for you?
Not for me. Do it for yourself.
Okay, so that's how many you wanted, Ghosty, a day, right? He's so cute. Strategizing. Oh my god, he ran over his brother. Could you see that? Clear
25
potential.
seconds.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Especially if you're having to give urine tests for drug panels frequently, they'll automatically fail you if it's clear.
That's really good, Tracy. Sometimes I do feel like I'm missing out on my electrolytes, but I guess I could drink some Gatorade or something.
There you go.
Oh. Can you tell that he's in there? Yeah, you can tell. Just runs him over. Yeah, I remember having like an hazing opportunity, like in college there was hazing things where they had the guys drink too much water and then he ended up dying because his head ended up floating in water or something like that.
Well, there was a girl, there was a radio contest where they see how much water you could drink, and one lady died from it.
Wow.
It's like anything, even if it's good for you, it's bad for you in too great a concentration.
I do drink a lot of water.
Everything.
I have to drink in a cup just to pee in a cup. I hide sometimes. My urine's most completely clear.
What's he getting into?
He's got a mouse. Yeah, I just love learning something new every day. It's crazy. Anxious to see what Inslee has to say tomorrow. So when is Johnny, and when's Washington D.C.'s stay-at-home order too? And when is San Francisco's? Stop. Oh,
That's what I was trying to do.
where did it
On
go?
the toys, somewhere behind us. Here it is.
Twix is trying to go through. So no all chocolate diet? Oh, of course, you can totally do an all chocolate diet. Speaking of which, we have cake in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
8 cups, so eight ounces then? It's like you're fishing. Look at the. You know, we went to, speaking of mandatory of masks, we went to the PetSmart in Everett today. Not a single employee was wearing a mask. I was really surprised by that.
At the bike shop, no.
No, that's right. No one at the bike shop wore a mask either.
And I think we're the only.
We were the only customers.
Yeah, wearing them. I had a kitty cat mask.
I posted on Facebook, I think. Most on
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, you did. It's like she snapped my picture, and I said, "Don't you want to proof it or anything?" And she opened it up, and I had my eyes crossed and eyebrows raised.
Well, I wasn't going to post it on Facebook until you approved it. I was just going to send it to Aunt Kathy, but then you approved it, and I said, "Oh, I'll just post it." Okay, so DC's. Oh, whoa! Wait, DC's May through May 15th, but now they're talking about July. Whoa! Amazon just extended everyone's work from home until October 2nd today. It is really cute. My aunt matched it just for John. Because he got the extra large one. I'm starting to get used to my mask. Oh, that's right. One of the mayor's staff died early on in DC. It's so sad. Yeah, so Microsoft's not even going to do an end date, huh?
Yeah, there hasn't been any end date with IBM either.
And so Beep Beep, I think San Francisco is what? June 2nd or something? I'm curious to know what Inslee's going to do. Oh, did you guys see the guy who's running against Inslee is trying to sue to have religious organizations to be able to meet? That's who we want running our state, is a guy who wants religious organizations to meet right now. It's insane. You've got 10 more minutes, dear.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't. So I knew there was a doctor that had committed suicide, but I didn't realize that that doctor had had COVID-19.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
The thief, I don't know anything about his running mate, to be honest with you. I haven't been, of course I haven't been following him. Okay, what are you doing back here now? What are you doing? Handsome dude. You're kidding me. Did you hear this story? One of the ministers who had was adamant that God would protect them had recently died.
From COVID?
Yeah, I had not heard that. Wow. Okay, so they're starting to loosen a little bit in San Francisco. Okay, so she had COVID and then she recently returned. I don't know anything about, I haven't heard that. I'll need to look. No, I don't know about the chair thief, ghosties. Oh, I haven't heard what Boris was saying, so that will be interesting. My friend in England had said the same thing. They were anxious for him to get back to work and hear what he had to say now that he was recovered. Interesting how that wakes someone up. It's too bad other leaders can't receive it. What you doing over there, handsome?
I'm reading the chart now.
You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, they did have the baby. I would have been sad if he had passed and didn't get to see the baby. So that's, I mean, I don't wish that on anybody.
Oh, that chair thief. I remember reading about that. It was hilarious.
Was it someone that's running for office or no?
Yeah. It's. I think the guy just grabbed a chair and just rolled it out of the store.
Like he was entitled to it?
Yep.
What you guys doing?
They noticed a chair was missing near from a display near the front door, and they checked the cameras and identified him. They reached a settlement where if he stays away from Home Depot for 9 months and commits no other crime, he'll be let go. And it's not an admission of guilt.
Yeah, who knew about Amy Klobuchar's husband having it? but I haven't followed up or heard anything about how he's doing.
Yeah, doctors are learning more about the virus and saying that a lot of the treatment that they did at the beginning of this whole outbreak actually made things worse because we didn't know anything about it. Completely new virus.
Rubbing your back there.
Feels good.
Twix is helping. You're being very kind about it.
I see what you're trying to do here.
I think that was mostly ventilators, from what I've heard, Tracy. I'm glad Amy Klobuchar's husband's better. That's great.
It was like they didn't expressly state what might have actually poured gasoline on the whole fire and stuff. The way the analogy that was used was, it's like having a small fire and trying to put that out with a bunch of other small fires springing up, and you put one out and another one starts up, and then a week later you realize you just poured gasoline on the first fire while you're trying to put it out. And
I think, yeah, well, one of the videos I saw was that the ventilators, they felt like the ventilators, they never recovered from them. They'd rather them exercise and use their lungs as much as possible than go right to the ventilators.
yeah, the survival percentage dropped dramatically whenever they were put on a ventilator, and they would turn them onto their bellies to try to, because circulating the blood, they had problems with blood clots, and then they would give medicine to thin out the blood, and then once they had bleedings, they had to stop the medicine to stop the bleed, and it was constantly going back and forth, and they run out of medicine of one type, and they have to substitute it with other stuff. Yeah. And Trump has threatened to withhold COVID relief supplies from states with sanctuary cities. Now, that's turning this whole global shitstorm, into a political thing.
He's been saying something about sanctuary cities since the beginning, though. So, John and yes, they love the catio. They just love being out there.
I can see Faith out there. I've been waiting for a chance to push the beep button. Beep! For censorship. Beep, Storm. Yeah, it's like they've been using machines that enrich the air being breathed instead of forcing the lungs to operate. And they found that once they did that, there was less need of putting them on a ventilator.
Oh, it's time for you to go.
Yep.
Love you. I'm gonna leave in a few minutes too.
Yeah, he tried to swap my face.
Be safe.
All right, you guys. See you later.
The keys right at the front door.
Yep.
I'm just gonna close up. Yep, and then John just walks out the door, Claire. Sorry. He's got to go pick up Chris. I'm gonna head out in a minute too. I'm gonna give them kisses, bye-byes. I hadn't heard about him, the stockpile. I try to limit my intake on a lot of it. Yes, I do. I just focus on you. We're gonna start trying to come in around 11. That's our goal on Monday through Friday, so that John has to leave at 11:45 to pick up Chris. So anyway, that's our goal. Yeah, they're over me. I'm not going to give any treats because I got a lot of treats today when I was trying to teach them places.
Don't forget to shut the window.
Okay, thank you, dear. I can't get it in there. Am I missing anything else? I've got to go finish the dishes for the day. You know, 9 cat dishes twice a day. I got to keep up on them. And I still have laundry in the wash dryer. Yes, I do. So wait, so Ghosties, what is this saying that you can get reinfected or you cannot? Just a little baby with the big balls. Just a little balls. Miss Libby is doing good. We had cuddle time, not last night, the night before. She's a trooper. Bee tries to swat her and chase after her. Oh, so that's bad news. They had lots of apparent reinfections. Well, Lizzie, I mean, that's the goal. I can't say that we'll be doing it. That's the problem. Oh, okay. That is good news. Man, the poor lungs. Like a lot of those people are like, so what? Let everyone get it. It's like, why would you ever want to get this? Now, are you gonna, I don't know if you can handle this. Can you, I feel like you would eat this, and I don't want to take a chance. Would you eat this? Oh yeah, that was a yes. See? That was a for sure yes. You can dig it out tomorrow. Yeah, we are going to be learning a lot. There's a rumor going around saying that Disney World and Disneyland aren't going to open up until January 1st of 2021. Well, that was going on in the pet sitter group today. Well, they want herd immunity. Isn't that their thing? Like, oh, let's let everyone get it, and then the herd has the immunity? I just can't believe, like, why we're not cattle, as far as I know. You think we are? I don't know. We'll wait until Dad gets home, and then maybe you can come out. Oh, why is there poop on here? Well, I hope that day comes, the day that they're ready to get to their new home. Do you want to show everybody how cute you are? And how you like screaming? Oh, you know you can't go out until maybe when Daddy gets home. He's done. No! Come on. You guys have to play and wrestle. Yeah, when Dad comes home, we'll talk about it. Oh. Okay, come on. No. I couldn't let you out now if I wanted to because you're crying. Yep. Okay, well, where's John going? He went to go pick up Chris from work. And Trick's wishing he went with him. We might let him out a little bit later when Dad gets home. For now, I'm going to go do my chores. Thanks for the great chat. Look, I think he's starting to practice opening the door now. Well, enjoy listening to Mr. Twix. He's going to sing you guys a lullaby. See, he started the first chorus. Say it again. We didn't all hear it. Oh, okay, well, you can tell your fans all your sad stories. All right, guys, enjoy the whiskers. Have a good evening, a perfect evening, but a great day in Australia. Okay. I'm gonna wish me luck and enjoy listening to the boys sing.